Hello, Tom Lavecchia here with the latest edition of the New Theory Podcast, and I'm going to make a prediction today. Over 200 podcasts deep, some very notable people, which we've been very fortunate. If you haven't listened to them, make sure you check out some of my favorites. Gary Vaynerchuk has been on the show. Jordan Belfort, Al Sharpton, who is a legend. Also. Pepe Representante from Narcos, and many others. But the reason why today is going to be special is that we have Ed Stulak, who is a real estate entrepreneur who is crushing it on Instagram right now. He's picking his lane, he's picking his channel, and he's spitting fire and creating a lot of content. So today's goal for today's podcast is to learn and extract how to grow your Instagram, and then number two is, does it make sense to hire a professional like Ed or go it alone? But either way, attach the principles to your program, because the cost of doing it is going to be greater than not doing it. Ed Stulak, welcome to New Theory Podcast. How you doing today?
I am great. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate the opportunity, and I'm so excited to bring value to you and your audience.
I love it. All right, so with that being said, let's start off. So where you're from originally?
I'm originally from Perth Amboy, New Jersey, so very, very small town, very poor area. However, it really brought up my roots to understand what I'm grateful for today, to have today, to be in a home, be with my family that came from Europe. I'm first born in America, so it's amazing that I get to be influenced by my my foreign roots, by the foreign roots, absolutely, and understand what a true hustle is, so born and raised in Perth Amboy, New Jersey.
Love it. Okay, so with that being said, so you grew up in New Jersey, you kind of give us some color to your background, grew up maybe with some disadvantages, if you will, economically. When did you catch your real estate bug, and why real estate?
It was about 3 years ago when I realized that real estate is such an industry with so many individuals that are chasing after the money, and they always chase the sales, but there's so much more behind sales that I realized, and that was personal branding, that was branding overall, marketing, and you need to know how to do that, and you have to have a strong foundation within that in order to get sales and to generate sales. So it was 6 years ago when I really started my social media lifestyle. I started understanding what social media has to offer. I started realizing what kind of advantages you can take over and take advantage of on social media. And then I just simply applied one and one together. And I realized that there was a gap between a realtor and the understanding knowledge of social media. And that is now what I'm doing 2 years ago when I realized that real estate is not only going to be a financial vehicle for me, but it's also going to be an industry that I'm going to ever slowly change by connecting a realtor and understanding the knowledge of social media. One and one together is going to make a beautiful product at the end of the day. More sales, more exposure, more marketing, and a bigger personal brand that matters.
Oh, dude, okay, I love it. Okay, but hold on, we're gonna pump the brakes a little bit. Did you go to college?
I did go to college, and I'm still in college.
Okay, this is interesting because, again, this is my experience. Either, hey, I didn't go to college, so I chose to do real estate, or I went to school, and then I kind of went the traditional route. So you're kind of doing a little bit of a hybrid. So what are you studying right now in school?
Right now I'm studying economics, and that's simply because I spoke with my advisor, and I said, I need to get out of here. What is the best thing that I have to do? He said, well, it looks like you're doing good in economics. I said, sign me up.
Wait a second. Somebody from Eastern European studied economics? Shocker. Just kidding. Doesn't mess with you. So, all right. So, with that being said, okay, so you're studying economics, which makes sense. Where do you go to school now?
Kane University.
Oh, shit. You go right here. Oh, okay. Sweet. Shout out to Kane. All right. I like it. And, okay. So I like this because again, you hear extremes like, oh, man, I don't need to go to school to be an entrepreneur. But, why not get like Bronx Tale? Why not get both learnings? Why not get the street knowledge, kind of like gritty entrepreneurship, but also get the academic knowledge where you become a little bit more well-appointed. So I like that. All right. So, Instagram, I understand, is your leading promotional channel now, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So give us your first kind of launch of the gram, and when did you kind of know, oh shit, I have something?
It was 2013. I remember this like very vividly. I was in my friend's house in his bedroom, and at that time I was very big into hockey. I was a hockey player. That was my life. And he had a hockey hat. He was brand new, winter classic hat, and I took a picture of it and I put it on Instagram. And I said, holy shit. if I took this picture and put it on Instagram and I had a following of, I don't know, let's say 20,000, 50,000, 100,000 people, and it sold, I mean, that's free marketing right there, isn't it? So I said, okay, in 2013, when you could have said entrepreneurship, business, you could have said those words and they would have meant nothing to me. I don't know what they mean. I have no definition to them. So 2013, though, is when I realized that social media has something better to offer: free marketing, free advertising, and something that can generate more sales and exposure. And since 2013, I've been on Instagram and social media overall every single day, connecting with individuals like yourself, for example, connecting with leads, prospects, my ex-girlfriend, my ex-friends, with business partners, with, I mean, the list.
Their ex-girlfriends.
The ex-girl. There's so many people out there, though, that are have been connected just because of social media. So it was 2013 when I realized that I know.
Okay, so this all makes sense. Okay, so let's first get to your progression. Did you initially use Instagram to sell more houses, and if so, provide the metrics: X amount more houses, X percentage income? Let's first establish let's credential you a little bit. So give us, hey, I was using Instagram. Give us your pre-Instagram revenue and your post-Instagram revenue in terms of whatever metrics you used.
Sure. So it was pre-Instagram. I didn't really have a job because all I was doing, or even pre-real estate. Let me start there. It was 2 years ago when I got into real estate. So 2015, 16-ish. That's when I just jumped into real estate. So. And I realized that real estate was going to be my biggest income provider. But before then, I didn't have anything else because hockey was my full-time job. That was it. I was playing for Penn State University. I was recruited. I had a different lifestyle before this whole entrepreneurial gig.
What did you play? Like a baseball player. What do you play?
I was a hockey player, so I played hockey for
Again, East European playing hockey. Get out.
I know, it's weird, right? I know, one and one don't go together somehow. And so I was playing hockey, and that was my job. But again, after hockey and after I received my blow to my shoulder, I couldn't play anymore. So my job was done. I had to find something new. That's when I jumped into real estate. That's when I jumped into social media. So before it all, though, my income was very low. I didn't have any revenue. I didn't have anything else because I was a student and a full-time athlete. Now when I got into real estate, I started making a few bucks here and there. Sure, I think my first year I made around $15,000. Within real estate,
Okay, it's a starting point.
Absolutely. It's a starting point. I made a few sales, more than I expected, to be honest, but I was happy with what I had. That is when, at the end of my first year, I said, Instagram has something to offer more than just looking pretty on it and getting some likes. There is more to it. So that's when when 2018 came. In the beginning of 2018, end of 2017, is when I said, Instagram is going to be applied to my business because I know I'm good at it, and I believe, and I'm a very big believer in strengths. So when you know you're strong at something, make that strength stronger. So my strength was social media. So then I took into consideration to really implement social media and Instagram to my business, to my real estate business. And that's when I started getting not only leads and prospects and people saying, oh, wow, great page. I had people saying, hey, Ed, I want to work with you and not anyone else. I want you to sell my house. I don't want to work with anyone else. I see what you do. I see your lifestyle. Your storytelling told me a lot.
Your narrative is strong, yeah.
Yes. So after that, they realized that if they were to sell their house, they want to make sure that they sell it with someone that is authentic, someone that is reputable, someone that is modern, is doing it the right way. And that is everything that I pictured and portrayed on my social media. That is how I slowly started to gain traffic, more exposure, more of a social media presence, and started getting more prospects on social media. 2018, half of my sales were just because of Instagram.
Ooh, this is important. Okay, hold on. Keep it simple. You made X amount of dollars. 50 came directly from either people looking to buy or people listing with you and buying from somewhere else.
Correct. Absolutely. So,
and what type of increase did you see versus 17?
So because of 2017, I realized I wasn't implementing social media, and I said,
What was the increase?
The increase was by, what was it? Last year I made absolutely double. Right. I doubled it, absolutely. So my first year of sales, I had 4 sales, and my second year I had 8 sales, and 4 of the sales came strictly through social media.
And folks, just to give a little color, houses in New Jersey are not cheap. So, if you're talking a $600,000 house, which is on the lower side in many cases, is 6% of that plus his thing. So I don't want to blow up his spot, but what I'm saying is he basically had like almost an $80,000 job or whatever he made, like in for sales, doing what he loved and posting, but more important, building a platform versus working respectfully, and is not bad with it. But for somebody who makes even $60,000, which is a respectable job, but they would have to work 2,050 hours in order to get there. So I love the efficiency. I love that.
Absolutely.
And these are just general numbers. I don't want to blow the spot up, but okay.
And this was me by myself. This was as a solo agent, and I recently joined a team. And on the team, I'm starting to work on not only my own marketing and my own branding, but I'm working on the team's marketing and branding. So if you really want real numbers that are going to hit, the realtor's ears a little harder, I worked with a team for about now 7 months. I've generated them about 100 plus leads just because of Instagram. 20 of them sold. 20
Again, so you're probably talking about on the low end $12 million in gross revenue.
Yes, exactly.
On the low end, Jesus Christ! Now you're talking some serious numbers. Ooh, now I'm getting excited. Okay, now we're talking some big numbers. Okay, so but you veered off a little bit where your model now is almost like a SaaS model or a content model where they can pay you a subscription every month. And what do? You show them how to fish, or they advertise on your platform, or both? Give us what you're offering right now and how much is it?
I teach you how to fish. I teach you about social media. I teach you how to build a personal brand and a social media presence that matters. So there's a lot of it that I dive into in a one-on-one course. I'm working on an online course as well right now that is going to teach real estate professionals, anywhere from realtors all the way to attorneys to mortgage reps and on within the real estate industry, about how to do exactly that. Build a personal brand, build a social media presence that matters. This online course is going to be $297. It's coming out within the next 2 months, hoping to have it ready by the end of March, beginning of February.
One shot deal for $300.
Yes.
Not bad, okay.
So that's an online course.
Not bad.
However, I'm also doing one-on-ones, and these one-on-ones is going to be where you and I sit down. I build and customize a tailored fit of kind of a personal brand to you that fits you and your needs. That's going to start bringing you in more exposure. So that is $747.
How many meetings? One meeting or how many?
One meeting. It lasts about an hour, but I always go a little overboard just because I make sure to deliver the value and to make sure that you're not going or steering in the wrong direction after the call. I want to make sure that after the call or after the meeting, after the one-on-one session, you are taking all the steps, all the tips and tricks, and implementing them into your business right away so you can start seeing results immediately.
Okay, I have two questions. I love everything here so far, but here's a question I have.
Okay.
Is why not charge me for, I'm an older guy, I love what you're doing, but I need to Instagram. Why not charge me $300? Post once a day for me. You have a graphic designer anyway. You have a mini video person. You pop in maybe once a quarter to get some shit for me if I'm local, and charge me $300 a month and manage my social media for me. Is that something you want to do, or is that something you want to maybe stay away from?
That's something I did. That's something I did for quite some time, for about a year with one of my business partners, and it steered me away from my own personal brand. I started realizing that I'm putting more focus into other brands and other businesses rather than my own. Did it generate some income? Absolutely it did. But I know what's important to me and what's a priority to me at the end of the day, and that is myself, my own brand.
No. You know what's funny? Because as an entrepreneur, I have a digital marketing agency, and I actually, to this day, I still love to take brands to the next level. Now, I want to get compensated for it, be a retainer, and we get compensated well. But, that's what I love to do. So I still love the process. But I like the fact that at 24, you're being honest with yourself and saying, listen, I just want to worry about my own jam, and I'll show you how to fish. And if you want to do it, great. If not, great. And truth be told, folks, if you charge somebody $300 a month and you make $3,600 gross, you probably only average about 20% is the average agency income. So you're making your $700 up front and saying, hey, listen, here's what I want you to do, and then it's up to them to do it. Absolutely. So I like that. I like that a lot, because I was concerned about the model a little bit. Now I like that. Okay, beautiful. And then the other thing is you're still selling your own houses. So even if you shit the bed on your consultancy, which you're not, but if you shit the bed on your consultancy, you'll make the money off of your platform. So far, I wouldn't say it's bulletproof, but you have a little bit a semi-moat around you. So I like that. Yes. Not a full moat. It's hard to get a full moat around your business with the drawbridge that comes down, but you're getting close. Okay. What I'm not hearing, though, is brokers. Usually brokers get co-marketing dollars. They have deeper pockets. What about going through brokers, having them pay you $1,000, you show up and treat all the agents? Because it's not that agents aren't cheap. Is they tend to be, maybe some are less technology averse, and then number two is they don't have any income off a salary. So why not go more after brokers? Just out of curiosity.
I absolutely go after everyone. I go after everyone. quick little story. It was in the beginning of 2018 again when I started to build this presence. I started building an online presence, a relevant presence, getting local exposure. And I had a broker reach out to me and said, "Ed, I follow you. I love what you're doing. I would love to interview you." At that time, I was with a small independent agency, and this was coming from a Remax broker, a big franchise. I said, "Oh, I don't know if I'm ready for that, but let's meet." We met. I taught him everything about social media. And afterwards, I started to realize that, you know what, this is something that not only real estate agents or mortgage reps or lawyers need, but this is something brokerages need, agencies need, and a broker himself needs, because a realtor has a little bit different standpoint and a goal than a broker at the end of the day. Brokers want to get more agents. Agents want to get more prospects so they can sell. But the concepts that I teach and all that stuff is everything that is applicable to any sort of industry or any position that you're in. Anyway, the story is that this broker followed me. He brought me into his office. I taught him one-on-one, and after teaching him everything, he offered me a job at his agency. And you know what? First time I said, no, I can't do it. Second time I said, no, I can't do it. Third time, he said something that really tickled me. And, he said that I believe in what you're doing, and I'm going to make sure that I push that if you help me push what my vision is as well. So of course today now I'm with him. I'm with his agency at Remax Platinum. We're helping each other out. But the point is, and to answer your question, absolutely I help brokers out as well. There's so many goals and so many different accomplishments that a realtor wants to accomplish as well as a broker, but both are very symmetrical and both are very easy to maintain and of course accomplish.
I love it. So 0 to over almost $12 million in 7 months. How can we find you, Ed?
You can find me on Instagram. I'm always on Instagram. DM me at Ed Stulak, EDSTULAK. I am on Ed Stulak on all social media platforms, YouTube, Twitter, platform, anything, Facebook, whatever else there is, Pinterest. So Ed Stulak.
Beautiful. And we'll put some links in there, and you got to check this guy out. And I want to set up a follow-up interview in a few months to see how well you're doing. And Ed, thank you for being on the podcast.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.